Power Rangers is such a hot topic right now. I mean, it's just on fire, right? It's a hotter topic than March Madness. Okay, I'm lying about that, but it's still a very, very hot topic right now for all, not just Power Rangers fans, but people who saw the series when they were younger, right? The 23rd of March, the movie is dropping, the Power Rangers movie, which I hope to God this movie does well, because if this movie ends up flopping, I'm going to be a little salty, I ain't going to lie to you. But I hope this movie does well. I have high hopes for it. Not going in expecting too much, but I do hope the movie does well, right? Twitch had Power Rangers streams over like the last, I don't remember how many days, over like the last few days. Twitch has had streams over different series of Power Rangers. Power Rangers had a new series drop this year, and Ninja Steel. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's not that bad, all right? Power Rangers is just on fire. They got a movie. They have a new series. They have promotion from other platforms, i.e. Twitch. People are talking about it. Everybody's reminiscing about their favorite series, their favorite Rangers, yada, yada, okay? Power Rangers is a hot topic. So, of course, me being a gaming channel, I want to talk about a potential Power Ranger game. Now, I know Power Rangers had like Power Ranger Mega Battle, which I think came out like late last year, but I don't know, okay? I'm not counting that game. That game is not good.
What the absolute shit is this? Seriously.
And I'm going to be giving Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle a 4 out of 10.
We're going to skip over that game. It never happened. It's okay. Games like that happen. Sometimes you just got to roll over them and say, ooh, did we make that? Pfft, nah. And that's what we're going to do with Mega Battle. Now let's talk about a potential Power Rangers Super Legends 2. Now, first off, I want to say I would not call the game Super Legends 2. I don't think Power Rangers Super Legends even deserves a number 2. And I like Super Legends to an extent. I don't think the game deserves a Super Legends 2, though. Super Legends 2 is more of like a placeholder name, like Project 2017 was a placeholder name for Sonic Forces. That's what this name would be for this game. Basically, we have two paths that this game could go under, okay? I would call the game Power Rangers Ultra Revolution, regardless, or Power Rangers Revolution, whatever you want to call it, regardless if they go down path 1 or path 2, okay? Now, path 1 is like a Super Legends path, and we take the RPG route, you know what I'm saying? We have a story mode with a over-the-head camera angle like Kingdom Hearts, where you fight throughout the story mode, you beat villains, and then you come together in the end for the final stage, beat the final boss, in credit scene, bing, bang, boom, local multiplayer, maybe have a online multiplayer section afterwards, and that's it. Now, I wouldn't mind that if they were to improve a lot upon what Super Legends did, but I'm kind of curious in Path 2. In Path 2 is making a Power Rangers fighting game. No, not Mega Battle. Again, that never happened. I'm talking about like a Street Fighter, Smash Bros. Well, not Smash Bros. That's a little weird. That would be an odd game. But like a Street Fighter, Tekken, like a fighting game for Power Rangers. I would be interested to see that, how they would make different movesets for different Rangers, different specials and whatnot. I'd be very interested to see something like that. Now, Path 2 is probably the less likely one because I don't know. Well, actually, it wouldn't even matter because Power Rangers, they fight all the time. They fight all the time in the show. I know it's kind of cheesy sometimes, but they fight all the time in the show. So I don't see why they couldn't fight in a game. Now, first, let's go ahead and explain Path 1 really quickly, okay? You have Super Legends. Super Legends, how can you improve on that? The story, number one. Now, the story is kind of tough to improve on because it's Power Rangers, and Power Rangers has kind of always had the same cookie cutter kind of plot. I mean, the bad guy wants to beat the good guy. The bad guy sends all the enemies after the good guy. When the bad guy figures out the good guy's hideout, he goes to the hideout. Then he destroys the good guy's hideout. Somehow the good guys find enough power to still beat the bad guy loses, blah, 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 okay? It follows that kind of plot with both versions, the PS2 version and the DS version. The only difference is the enemy who tries to take him down. In the DS version, it's Emperor Grum. In the PS2 version, it's Lord Zeb. But the end goal is the same. Destroy the Hall of Legends and thus destroy the Power Rangers. And it's kind of tough to, again, improve on that because it's Power Rangers. And how complex with the story can you get with Power Rangers? Now, I'm not talking about Super Sentai. That can actually make the story really complex. Considering we're talking about the American version of the games, or of the series, I should say, the show, then it's kind of tough to make the story really complex. One thing they can improve on though is the gameplay. First thing you got to change is the camera angle. Again, you need the camera angle to be like an RPG, like a Kingdom Hearts, like a Tales camera angle, like a Near Automata camera angle, Final Fantasy, yada yada yada. You need a better camera angle because the 2D side scrolling is not bad for certain sections, but for a whole game to be filled with that, especially for today's standards, the game's not gonna fare very well if it has a 2D side scrolling. I'm not saying it couldn't, I'm just saying more than likely it wouldn't. So you can change that right off the bat. Number 2 is to change the gameplay, the fighting style of each ranger to make it unique. Now that would take a long time and I understand that, but if you want to make the game play better, then I mean by all means that would be something you probably should look into. And another thing is to make the Megazord battles a bit more interesting because they're kind of weird the way they're set up now. You could easily just make it like a you remember the Transformer game where you go around and like shoot and you fight the enemy and whatnot? They could make it like that. Now obviously they may have to make it a bit more or a bit less violent, but they can make it like that in terms of the battle. I'll have the film of that on screen so you know what I'm talking about. But change the Megazord battles as well. The gameplay is the biggest thing that needs the improvement. As far as the characters go down path for one, it really doesn't matter. I mean, they could just add 2 more rangers per new series that is dropped because they have 21 new series out right now. But like when Super Legends came out, there was only 15. But I mean, it's only 6 more now, so they could just add 2 more rangers per and then keep it pushing. And there we have Path 1. We have Super Legends 2. Although it's not Super Legends 2, it's a whole new game. But you know what? Then we have Path 2. And for Path 2, it's a bit different to explain. I'm going to just explain it as quickly as I can, all right? Basically, it's a fighting game. And you add maybe 2-3 Power Rangers per each season. If you add 2, that's what, 44. And you could go up to like 50 characters, give them all unique fighting sets, and then bam, we're talking, all right? People have always wanted to know, well, what happened if the Green Ranger fought the White Ranger? People have always wanted to know if the Quantum Ranger fought the Gold Zeo Ranger. You know what I'm saying? Things like, these are questions that people actually have and that haven't been answered. So, I mean, you just make a fighting game and you make those characters, you make other characters, and boom, we're talking, all right? And you can make money off that. But again, Path 2 is a bit tougher to explain because you would still technically need a story for like something you could play offline and then have an online multiplayer for online battles and whatnot, and local multiplayer, and maybe some other modes to keep the game fresh outside of just a fighting game. Look, they can make it happen, okay? Path 2 is possible. It's just not like, again, if Saban and Power Rangers want to take all of the advantage of what's going on right now with the momentum they have, they would make this game. I don't care what path they would take, Path 1 or Path 2, this game would be made. Super Legends 2, don't forget it's a placeholder name, would be made, okay? It would be made. But hey, it's not my decision, it's up to them. If they want to make it, that's on them. But if you enjoyed today's video, if you like the ideas, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed. Let me know maybe your ideas for a new game and whatnot. And I hope this new movie does well. I hope it takes off. I hope it does really good because I do not want this movie to flop. I want Power Rangers to not just be in the topic until the movie comes out. I want it to be in the limelight afterwards as well. But again, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know what to do, man. You've been on YouTube before. But other than that, I'm out. Goodbye. Deuces.